There's always risks when you make an investment, but the degree to which you feel you can deal with the risks will determine whether or not you invest. Right now, what we're faced with are some very major obstacles at the federal level to investment. The first thing would be taxes. We have a 2-year tax deal, and then the President of the United States is telling us that in 2 years he wants to raise taxes on all the people that really would invest. These are the people that make over $250,000. I mean, they have the money to invest, and now they're being told that they may have a large tax increase to cover the programs and the debt that we've incurred to date. So you don't know your taxes. Secondly, you don't know your health care costs. This Obamacare has thrown the healthcare cost question, in everybody's face, because your healthcare costs are going up if you're running a company. You know that. You just don't know how much. I hired Mercer and Associates to determine them. They're the -- 1 firm in the country to determine healthcare costs. We've used them for years, and they basically came back with a range. It was $8 to $23 million. We spent $12 million last year. They're talking about maybe 90% more when Obamacare is fully implemented. But I really don't know what it's going to be. So I can't tell our franchisees. They don't know what their healthcare costs are going to be. Businesses just don't know, which creates great uncertainty with respect to your healthcare costs. They're trying to pass cap and trade through the EPA. They couldn't get it through Congress, even with the president supporting it in the Democratic Congress, and now the EPA wants to regulate carbon emissions. Well, if they do that, the purpose is to raise the cost of fossil fuels, which means costs will go up on everything. They'll go up on air conditioning, they'll go up on heating, they'll go up on gas that you use to drive your car, which means fewer people will go out to restaurants or to other retail establishments. So it could impact the amount of business, and it even impacts your food costs because the guy who delivers the food to the back of the restaurant drives a diesel truck. So, but right now we don't know if that's going to pass or not. We don't know what the EPA is going to do. We know they're threatening to do something. They'd like to do something. So you really don't know what your costs are going to be with respect to fuel or energy. And then you've got card check with the unions. They want to implement card check, which could affect a lot of retail businesses that aren't unionized now. If they do pass card check, you could see your labor costs go way up. Now they couldn't get it through Congress. But the NLRB is now talking, the National Labor Relations Board is talking about eliminating the secret ballot, which has been a part of American life for many, many years, not only in the electoral process, but also since the National Labor Relations Act was passed. So if you get rid of that, you could have a lot more unionization. And look what they're doing to Boeing in South Carolina. So you don't know what your labor costs are going to be. So now, so there's now a level of capriciousness to the risk that you really don't know what the government's going to do. So as opposed to creating jobs and growing and trying to build a dynamic economy, you're worried about your taxes, your healthcare costs, your labor costs, your energy costs, your food costs. And I'm not even getting into ethanol subsidies that are driving the price of corn up and the price of wheat up and really not giving us that much of a benefit on the fuel side, or on the environmental side.